Alright, so I'm gonna do a quick market update for after this weekly outlook that I did. Been a few changes in the market, so we'll do like a quick outlook. So on a weekly time frame, we had this weekly order block and weekly breakout, which I wasn't monitoring, but because of how bullish this weekly candle closure was, I was expecting price to continue higher towards these highs next week. So firstly I wanted to see what Monday candle would do, and if Monday candle could be an accumulation, maybe sweep the previous day low, and then we can use that as fuel to continue higher for these highs. But we didn't get a sweep. Instead, we closed below these previous days lows and formed this bearish order block. And the way we closed, this is a bearish displacement candle as well, signifying some institutional sponsorship in the market. So we ran this higher time frame buy side liquidity, and we had displacement, and we formed a bearish order block on the daily, which is signifying that this could be a potential reversal area on the daily time frame, and we could be going lower here. So after I saw this Monday candle closure, it did not confirm my weekly bias, so I decided to flip bias here on DXY and go short. But unfortunately, I wanted to see price come into the daily order block and then use that as a key level to go short here. But we tapped it, we opened up on DXY on the daily, and then tapped the daily order block and then sold off. So we formed the high day basically at the daily open. So for me, there's no way to get intraday set up here. I was looking for Asia to be consolidation and then London high the day, but we already saw expansion in Asia, and then as soon as London started, we just got this continuation and had this massive dump. So impossible to get in on this unless you swing trade. So, and for me, there wasn't a really opportunity to get a swing trade on this unless you just long the key level with your stops over here, and then even if you target this high 1.3 hour trade, that's if you have like a stop loss that's covering the whole the previous day range, which is what I would have done. If you wanted to be a bit risky, you could put your stops at this low here, because technically we have a sweep and then displacement higher, so price might not come for this low again. But yeah, for me, no trades here, but we had the right bias. But yeah, just unfortunate. I think there was some Trump news in the morning which caused this 130 pip candle to come. So right now I'm waiting because we had this large displacement and we've already taken out some buy side, being the high time which is considered the high time frame drawn liquidity. There's likely prices now gonna start to consolidate. So right now I'm waiting for price to consolidate and then see if we can get some a rally higher into these upper imbalances, and then see if we can get like a bearish AMD into these lows, which is the next draw for me. So ideally also form a daily fair value gap, which can be used as a daily key level. So that's my plans for the remainder of the week, and if not, then that's probably the plan for next week if we don't see a dump here and take out these lows prior. So yeah, so another thing on DXY which confirmed that this is likely a reversal and not a retracement. Not only was it the displacement and forming a daily order block after taking out higher time frame buy side, but we also had SMT here as well, right? So on Monday we took out the Friday lows and we took out the Thursday low. DXY failed to take out the Thursday or Friday high, so we have SMT after taking out a higher time frame buy side liquidity. So you usually want to look for SMT at levels where we can expect a reversal, and we expect reversal at higher time frame key levels and after taking our buy side liquidity. So weekly key level, weekly buy side liquidity, and daily buy side liquidity, displacement, SMT. So this is a likely top essentially, right? They're not sure how long this will be a top for, but this was likely a short-term top at least, and then we can anticipate this to be a continuation candle the next day. So that's just how you use SMT, because I see a lot of people use SMT wrong. You only want to use SMT at higher time frame reversal areas, and we want displacement as well, confirming that this is likely SMT. You don't want to see price at a reversal area and then immediately call SMT without the displacement. That displacement is the most important part of it. So yeah, I'm looking for the same thing. Ideally a daily fair value gap forms, maybe come back into this old high and then see if we can come for this high and take out a bunch of more buy side liquidity. So but yeah, I think what else, we were looking at other pairs. Euro CAD, this one I'm not looking at anymore. Bullish, flip bullish. GCAD, not looking at it anymore. UJ, nope. Euro okay, we were looking at yen pairs. I'm gonna actually go over this at the end. Euro odd still has those equal lows. Yep. Bitcoin, yeah, we're gonna go over Bitcoin in a sec. Gold, and gold, I was looking for longs here on gold. I said I wanted to see price take out the previous day low here because we tapped this daily fair value gap, but even though we had this large wick away from it, there was not really any structure here. We still had this bearish order block on the 4 hour, and we just came back inside of the range. So ideally, I mean, we could close above this this down close candle forming a bullish order block, but my preference is that we will take out the low one more time, because there's price is already taking out liquidity here, and now early longs are probably early stop losses have started to power in here for people that have gone long here. So I want to see price take out the low one more time and then could go higher, but we didn't get that. Same thing as last week. I wanted to see price take out this low here. We just gapped higher, and then same thing here. We just gapped higher on the weekly open. So, and now gold is just ripping. So I can't lie, this one I'm not touching. And then NQ and ES I want to quickly go over as well, because this one I was kind of lacking, but I did notice that we took out the all-time highs here on ES and NQ, and we were failing to get above it, right? You see, we're not really getting any bullish closures above, but we have now some displacement on the daily, and now we're forming this bearish SMT here on NQ and ES. So I think now there's a good chance that we go for this low and this low on ES here. So I'm looking to see if, I don't think we'll get a manipulation here at this point, but I'm looking to see if we can get some sort of buy side run and then get like a stop run and then go lower. If we don't get that before taking out these lows, then I'm not going to be interested in it, because then we'll have high resistance lows at that point. So and then Bitcoin and ETH. So Bitcoin, I think I've been saying it for the last, I don't even know how long, maybe the last month, maybe even longer, that I've been looking to short Bitcoin here. So I managed to catch Bitcoin shorts around, I think, this daily fair value gap. Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here, and I managed to catch shorts towards these lows. And now, because we have this low intact, this 74k, this internal low on the monthly time frame, we've taken out the external, and price is displacing lower. So what's likely, this internal low, and this internal low is also the yearly fair value gap here. So I'm expecting price to come and take out this low, this 74k low, taking out the previous year high, close back inside the range, small candle. So likely price is gonna tap this daily fair value gap, this yearly fair value gap before going higher. Same thing here, right? Small candle body. We didn't even take out the higher here. We had an inside candle. Price took out the low into the yearly fair value gap and went higher. Same thing here. Price tapped the yearly fair value gap, went higher. So if we're expecting higher Bitcoin, we want to at least wait for price to tap this yearly fair value gap before going higher. So I've seen a lot of guys try to go long here, but this is just, if you look at this, is why you need to look at the higher time frames, because this is clear bearish order flow on a weekly and a monthly time frame. Even on the daily time frame, this is just bearish order flow here. And now after this large displacement, price is now consolidating. So if we haven't taken out this liquidity, all runs on buy stops inside a bearish order flow is just manipulation to go lower. So I've seen a lot of guys, you know, especially these cryptos guys, even some forex guys, I don't even know how, but a lot of guys went long here on Bitcoin, which is just a trap, because we have a bearish accumulation trading above the range highs. Above the range highs is where you want to actually go short, especially if we're running the range highs into bearish key levels here. We have the daily fair value gap, we have the weekly fair value gap, we have the monthly fair value gap, and we have these equal lows here on the monthly time frame, 1 2 3 on a daily, insane equal lows here. So expecting price to go higher before we take out these lows is just unrealistic. So what I did here, because I had a very high conviction that we were going to go lower, because we haven't taken out these, if we took out these lows and then went higher for here into the monthly and yearly fair value gap, or monthly and weekly fair value gap, then I would have to wait for some sort of confirmation, because we don't have the drawn liquidity intact anymore, right? So in that case, I'd have to wait for some sort of confirmation that we're going to go lower from here. But because we have all these equal lows stacked up here, all runs above old highs, especially an AMD, it's likely a manipulation to go short here. So took a swing short here at this daily and weekly fair value gap, with my stops above my stops at this daily high, which essentially covers the whole weekly fair value gap and the whole monthly fair value gap. So if price was to disrespect the monthly and weekly key level, then I would get stopped out, and my idea essentially is wrong. So gave myself a decent amount of breathing room, and yeah, I managed to nail this daily swing trade. We tapped into this daily fair value gap perfectly that I had marked out, and sold off from it. And now we have formed this breaker and this order block now. So essentially I wanted to wait for price to invert the daily fair value gap, and then get a scale in position here, and then get like a 2.6 hour trade now. But because of how much price is displaced now, taking a swing trade on the daily now, it doesn't really make too much sense, because the risk to reward doesn't make sense. And I don't think now price is gonna come up to this daily inversion fair value gap now after this large displacement. So for me to take a scale in position, I'm waiting for price to, you know, accumulate, manipulate, and ideally form a daily fair value gap, maybe tap the daily breaker, and then, you know, see if we can catch continuations. So that's what I'm, you know, that's mainly my game plan, to see if I can catch a scale in position on Bitcoin, and then see if I can get like a 2 hour trade towards these lows here. But yeah, on ETH as well, ETH's looking really good. We have SMT at these highs. If you look at Bitcoin swept these highs here, ETH didn't, and we're still respecting the weekly key level here. We have this redelivered rebalance, we have this inversion fair value gap, and we have this daily fair value gap, which price has been respecting the whole time, right? No body candle closures above this daily fair value gap at all. So Yeah, we've now Ethos had a large expansion today, formed this bearish breaker, so you don't want to see price lose this breaker now if we're bearish. And ideally, it might not even tap it. We might just see like a small consolidation, manipulation, and then distribution, and take out all of these lows here. So for me, my target is 2.6k, and then potentially even 2.1k for ETH. We have this small monthly imbalance here, this monthly BPR, so that's my target for Ethereum as well. But right now I'm mainly focused on Bitcoin. So yeah, weekly 3-bar swing forming as well. This should just straight out melt towards all of these low resistant lows. So yeah, that's and then we'll quickly check over the yen pairs. So last thing that I was looking for shorts on EJ and GJ. EJ not so much, because we already took out these lows here, while on GJ we still have these low resistant lows. So because this still had a drawn liquidity, I was mainly watching GJ instead of EJ. So now the issue with GJ is that I wanted to see price come higher before going lower, right? It's just like on Bitcoin. You see Bitcoin we accumulated and then went higher and then went lower. But if Bitcoin ran sell stops before going higher, then the swing trade would have been lower probability for me, right? So GJ done exactly that, right? And it's even worse because GJ is in bullish high time frame order flow, and this is a counter trend trade against that high time frame order flow. So for me to take a swing trade blindly on GJ, I would have had to see price come and run tap the daily bearish daily fair value gap before taking out some of the sell side here. But what we done on Monday was I wanted to see price come and take out these highs before going lower, but instead we went lower and then went higher. So automatically this would spot like a red flag in me, because we went lower, we tapped this daily order block and this daily fair value gap, resting inside of the discount in high time frame bearish order flow. So you can argue that this is a high time frame narrative to be bullish on this pair, but then you also have the bearish daily BPR. So then now this becomes conflicting. So here we tapped the bearish daily fair value gap, and I wanted to see if price can show some sort of hourly displacement, and then maybe a nice setup to get short on. But we swept the high, retraced lower, and then we had this large push higher and ran out this high, and then we had this large displacement lower now. So for me, what I did was, when I saw this large wick, I shorted this hourly fair value gap with my stops around here, and then my TP was all the way down here. So that was the trade that I took. And if we were bearish, I wanted to see a fast reaction to this bearish fair value gap, right? Come into it and then see us displace lower. But the thing I didn't like about this trade was that we had this bullish order block here, which price was respecting, and we swept this low, and then we went higher. And then for me, the reason I took the short was because we had this bearish proportion block, right? Bearish order block, retrace into the order block, form the proportion block, inverted this fair value gap. So for me, I took a short on this hourly fair value gap. But because we had bullish order block here, and we haven't inverted it yet to form a breaker, this was kind of like a low probability filter for me. So if I saw a bullish displacement from this level, then that was my sign to close the trade. So we inverted the fair value gap, we closed above the 50% of this order block, and we had a displacement candle as well. So I closed the trade for like a 0.3 hour loss or 0.4 hour loss, somewhere around here, this candle, and then price just chopped around for the rest of the day. So Now if you look at the 4 hour, the 4 hour is now just consolidating. So as I'm saying this now, price is dropping, so this would be funny if I closed the trade around here just for price to now absolutely tank it. But yeah, I'm not gonna, you know, FOMO into any trades here. I'm just gonna wait for a new setup to form here. We have all of these equal highs that we left here. EJ hasn't taken out this high yet, so I think we will see EJ and GJ go higher, at least to take out this high, and then GJ to take out this high. But for now, the 4 hours in a consolidation, so even if we lose this break, this order block forming a breaker, I wouldn't be too. I don't know. The framework isn't as good as it was on the weekly outlook because of how we pushed lower and then got this push higher. But yeah, if we get below the hourly breaker and then get like a intraday setup, then I could look for shorts towards these equal lows, because these are still relatively equal lows, right? So if we get below here, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then this would be my game plan for GJ now that I'll be waiting for. So and then also Bitcoin. I don't think I mentioned my plans, but I think I did, yeah. So Bitcoin, I'm waiting for the same thing, waiting for a nice AMD here, and then see if I can catch a scale in somewhere around here. Ideally waiting for like a daily fair value gap to form, and then see if we can get a manipulation to it, and then maybe even this breaker. So that's what I'm looking for now on Bitcoin and GJ. And then I also have the DXY shorts, which I'm waiting for. So essentially an AMD play on all of those pairs. So yeah.